Hi, it's Malvern Songbird. As D. Michelle Birdsong says, as metaphysician Einstein, I find the first principles, the causes, the metaphysical causes. As Freud, Fritz Perls, a German psychiatrist, as Jung's wife, I find the causes in the logic, in the psychology. Okay, just explaining what the function of Einstein, Freud, Perls, and Jung's wife are. The Beatles versus jazz music. Robin Birdsong was Kepler, and Robin was also Robin Hood. I neglected to say that in that video, where I talked about Robin being the firstborn child of Stevie Wonder, immaculately conceived. Okay, another story. Somebody asked Michelangelo how he created David, the famous sculpture of David. Michelangelo said David was already in the stone. I just chipped away the unnecessary parts. Socrates was also a sculptor. Socrates and Michelangelo read the energy of rock. They felt the energy in rock. Okay? They saw form in rock when it was still rock. Some days I can see the form in the energy of humans, and it's not always the apparent form. For example, I have seen the ape in Stefan Molyneux. I have seen a rhinoceros in a guy here at St. Francis of Assisi Residence 3. I have seen a baboon in Juan, who lives here. I have seen a pilot in Pablo, who lives here. He's a pilot. So, okay, so I want to tell you about an interesting video I saw. It's a documentary, A Glitch in the Matrix, David Fuller production. Jordan B. Peterson, who was Muhammad, who was Dr. Carl Jung, is at his channel. Peterson was also St. Peter's son. D. Michelle Birdsong was St. Peter's daughter. Reverend Jesse Peterson was also St. Peter's son. Jordan B. Peterson was Dostoevsky, the novelist. He was Nietzsche, the genius who said God is dead. What are we going to do now? And like I said before, he was Muhammad. Okay. Just to show there are no hard feelings. In the 20th century, Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene, speaking of soft hearts, set the stage for Judas to be able to see himself, to see his love, Mary, and to see his firstborn, Robin Birdsong, and to see his other family members. Jesus Christ set up an eye camp in India to restore sight to the elderly, poverty-stricken, blind, free of charge. Jesus attracted one of the finest eye surgeons in the world, and he came and with the help of Integris staff, cut away the cataracts that was preventing the elderly from seeing so they could see. He had a 100% success rate. Okay, and at the end of their visit, he gave them free eyeglasses. All of it was free of charge, done free of charge. this was as a result of Mary Magdalene's great-grandmother, Mama Sally, who had cataracts on her eyes and couldn't see. But her husband was a pedophile, and she turned a blind eye because she didn't know what else to do. She had 5 children and no way to support them without him. So she had no choice but to suffer in silence, and she slowly went blind. Cataracts grew over her eyes. So Jesus Christ created this icon and tribute to her, and also as a setting stage for Stevie Wonder Judas to realize he can regain his sight. The technology is there, and he doesn't have to fear becoming a sighted person. Okay. In addition to a comprehensive clinical, this is about the medical facilities at the Dara. The Dara is heaven on earth in India, and they the king is the King of Kings, Jesus Christ, and he has had put together a book called Equilibrium of Love, showing how they created the Dara, how they created heaven on earth. So all we have to do is follow their blueprint and create our own heaven on earth. As far as medical, I came across this article about Radhasomi Satsang, Science of the Soul medical camps, and I'd like to share it with you. The annual medical camp at Dera Baba Jamal Singh. Now, Baba Jamal Singh is Jindara Randigar, and she was my mother. Okay. A projection of Jesus Christ, run by the Dara Hospital, a program to provide free medical checkups for Sevadars. Sevadars are volunteers. Started in the early 1990s. It was formally organized on a larger scale by Babaji Gurinder Singh in 2003 and was named the Annual Medical Checkup, AMC. The objectives of the AMC and follow-up treatment are to prevent diseases, to identify risk factors for common diseases, and to detect underlying diseases that have not yet manifested symptoms. It helps to establish a baseline of the patient's health that the doctor can use to detect unhealthy trends before they become risk factors. Many chronic diseases are caused by poor lifestyle habits. To address these issues, an awareness program and counseling sessions are conducted after the AMC to encourage Sevadars to take care of themselves through good diet, proper exercise, and a wholesome lifestyle. Maintaining one's health is a continuous process and involves personal efforts to ensure that healthy practices are put into action. The comprehensive annual medical checkup is conducted at the Dara Hospital for all Dara Sevadars residences and their spouses and for children. This is done by a team of approximately 225 doctors and paramedical staff who come from all over India. Nearly 4,000 persons undergo a checkup during a week-long period in the month of October-November every year. The doctors include specialists and super specialists from all major medical disciplines. The hospital maintains the computerized health records of all patients who receive a checkup. In addition to a comprehensive clinical examination, all basic laboratory tests are done. Body mass index is measured to check for overweight and obesity in its early stages so that patients can receive appropriate dietary counseling. Whenever clinically indicated, patients receive tests such as those measuring bone mass density, electrocardiographic, ultrasound of various organs, echocardiography, treadmill tests, tonometry, fundus photography, pap smears, uroflowmetry, and audiometry are also done when clinically indicated. Patients also receive an annual dental exam, and necessary treatment is prescribed as follow-up. So you can see it here. Follow-up to the medical camp is done at the Dera Hospital for incipient and suspected diseases, as well as for previously identified problems. Patients who are identified as suffering from diseases that require referral to higher level facilities are given the help they need. The benefit of this proactive approach to health care is obvious, but two anecdotes serve to illustrate the advantages. One middle-aged patient showed no symptoms of heart disease and enjoyed an active life. A stress test